Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're revisiting The Medium. Now this is a game from 2021 and it's technically a story-driven, to an extent, horror type of game, you know, very close to Silent Hill and the others. And you do get this game if you don't own it already. If you pre-order the Chronos game, then you will get this in a bundle. So as per usual, let's talk about requirements. First, as minimum you need at least an Intel i5 6th gen or Ryzen 5 2500X, 8GB of RAM, and GeForce GTX 1650 or GTX 1060, and that's for full HD gameplay. As recommended settings go, you need Intel Core i5 9th gen, so 9600 or 97 or 99K, Ryzen 7 3700X, 16GB of RAM, and same for GPU, GeForce 1660 or even higher. So there's also a requirement for 4K that the game devs say you need RTX 2080 or RTX 3060 Ti. And the reason for that is this is an Unreal Engine game and it also does have ray tracing. So what you're gonna do is go through the settings and see how this all stacks up. So we're going 2K native, full screen, ray tracing on ultra, quality is custom, no vertical sync, and maximum frame rate is unlimited. So for the quality we're going with essentially everything cranked up apart from anti-aliasing, so there are options to use FXA or TSRA. No upscaling is being used, so no DLSS, no FSR, resolution scaling on 100%, everything is on high. The only thing that's turned off is motion blur. Now, when it comes to this game, and this I guess is something I've noticed when I tried to benchmark this game back in the day with a 1080 Ti, the game back then was only running in DirectX 11, and the game was capped to either 30 or 60 FPS. Now, this is technically kind of like an updated version of the game. You do have access to DirectX 12 API, which enables you to have the ray tracing, and you also have unlimited frame rate. So, all things considered, it technically sounds good, but the problem with this game is that everything else looks exactly the same. There's no increased texture resolutions, nothing like that. So even if you play on high resolution like 2K and you crank this game up to ultra and you know the ray tracing and everything, it's not even having like a coat of new paint. It just looks a bit odd. So let's start the new game. We're just gonna run through the first segment as quickly as we can and see how this goes, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is. Let's see what happens. Technically this is a pretty cool game, so
It all starts with a dead girl. Ever since I was little, I've had this dream. It's the end of summer. A girl is running through the woods. The moon, the scent of pines. And then the gunshot. It always felt so real. The blood on my cheek, the cold sweat running down my skin. I'd managed to convince myself it really happened. This scar of a memory. part of me I could never fully understand. And, well, that wasn't the only part. No wonder people used to think I was strange. If they only knew. That day when the phone rang, it was the hardest day of my life. The day I went home to say goodbye to my father. Dress him up for his last journey. Put him in a suit, fix his tie. Simple. Just the things he did every day. But looking through his stuff wasn't easy. I needed a moment to pull myself together. I was almost ready. I just had to find his special type.
So here we are, and this is what I'm talking about when I say that even playing on Ultra in 2K, the game just essentially looks like this, which technically does add to the vibe, and we are in an old flat, but certain things are simply not up to the texture resolution when it comes to it. So let's go get the type, because the reason for this game being so taxing back in the day, and it wasn't just because of Unreal Engine, it was the way the game actually plays. So the gaming mechanic is your character is presented in two locations at the same time, which is kind of like not exactly a time travel thing, but it helps them to solve the stuff and everything else. So having two instances essentially running side by side, and obviously Raytraced was pretty taxing for majority of the PCs.
Come on, Jack, where'd you put it? Okay, let's do this the other way.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I think that's it.
And when it comes to the ray tracing, let me just show you how little frames you can be getting in this so-called red room, which is essentially a WR childhood home. Just look at this, how the frame rate literally tanks down like to 47, 60, 45. And it's because essentially, so the ray tracing, as you can see, it's taking place, so even this lampshade is now kind of reflected on the desk. But you know, when you look at it just yourself, you can see that there's technically not even that much detail, and it's kind of hard to understand. And also the player shadow is kind of cast, and we have the player reflection down on the floor as well. So all of this is sipping away your frames. So, you know, obviously you can use it if you want. I don't know why this reflection is so blurry. It might be because of the FXAA. Maybe TSA will be better. But yeah, like, you know, this is 45 frames just by doing nothing, and there's nothing even moving in the scene. Like, this is just the the RTX implementation, the code they put in is what we actually had. And yeah, this is essentially the gameplay, give or take. You are walking around and doing stuff. So let's head out, because we did find what we need to find.
We lived upstairs from Jack's funeral home. It wasn't as weird as it sounds. Besides, if it wasn't for that, I may never have learned to use my powers.
And yeah, for the best experience, they do tell you to play it with headphones and with the controller, but
Jack taught me to accept,
you know, you can just kind of
condition.
play it your way, really.
Foster parents he was the only one who saw it as a gift and not a curse. Jack's in the prep room. Oh, weird. I don't remember locking it. The key should be in the office. Here it is.
Now, obviously, you can read all the lore and whatever else is in this game. There's quite a few information, bits and pieces you technically should be kind of, you know, cleaning up, but just that's up to yourself, guys, to do it. Let's go and prepare the guy for his last ride. And yeah, we're still pulling 6.4 gigs of video memory allocated, close to 10 gigs of RAM, and the frame rate is all the way up and down, so it's not exactly, you know, even if I log the frame rate to 60, as you saw momentarily, it was sometimes falling below even like 60, so down to low 40s, and in one cutscene instance when there was some liquids and physics, it was like even 17, so.
Hey, Jack. I got your sped. Snazzy. You wouldn't have it any other way. I didn't expect this to be easy. I guess I didn't know what to expect. When things get personal, it just burns you from the inside out. There. I guess you're ready. But am I?
And as you can see, the GPU usage is 98-99% of the time, so I'm wondering if a 3060 could actually play this game in 4K. I mean, I'm kind of curious about that, really.
Signs it's close.
Considering the recommended CPU was i5-96, which is 6 cores, no hyperthreading, and either 2080 Ti or 3060 Ti for 4K, I think probably with some DLSS you probably could do it. Granted, but I don't know. I don't even know what frame rate this game was on consoles. If I had to guess, I would go with 30, just for the dips, and even during the cutscenes we saw that there's no obvious shader preload taking place, so CPU usage was basically nothing, and just the GPU was crunching numbers.
What the hell? Guess you felt it too, huh? And then it happened, as it did so many times before. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
Oh, where is that darn notebook? I'm gonna be late. I need to find that. Marianne? Oh, Marianne, are you crying, my child?
Jack.
Now, you didn't happen to see my
And this
notebook,
essentially is where
did you, darling?
the two instances are running side by side, and there's two different environments, two
So
different
much
lightning
for aging
effects.
gracefully, eh?
And this is what usually was very hard for GPUs to run.
Jack,
Hence, I don't know if this game is undervalued
I wanna
or,
get some
you know,
rest.
like forgotten, but back in the day when it came out, this was one of the
Got so
technical
much work, my dear.
It's
I-
open.
achievements
No, I
for
can't
using
just-
games kind of like in parallel universes when the same thing is happening
not
in
important.
both times, and you kind of have to interact with both worlds
Far cry.
to solve the puzzles and move forward. But to be fair, I must say that, you know, the VRAM usage has gone up slightly, just a smidge above 7 gigs. We're pulling 10 gigs of RAM now, and we're still kind of above 60 frames, which honestly, you know, is already way better than I expected this to be. But it is kind of cool to see that this game is able to be run within 99K and 4070 Ti and 32 gigs of RAM. It's running off from NVMe drive as well, which, as I said, it probably doesn't help too much with the frame time. Then again, maybe it will just process a bit faster, you know, huger data streams. Hard to say.
Are you sure you're going to be all right?
Yes, Jack. It's gonna be fine.
Oh, you know, I promised myself once I would never let anything happen to you. Not while I'm around.
I'll be fine. I promise.
No risky stuff then. Huh? All right?
All right, Jack. Now, get some rest.
I need. Oh, yes, yes. Be good, Marianne. I love you, my child. I've loved you since the moment you walked into my life. Remember that. Always.
Most people would give anything to have that opportunity. To say all the things that were left unsaid. But it didn't make things any easier. I could help 1,000 souls cross over, but when it came to Jack, it still hurt like hell. I love you too, Daddy. I used to think everyone saw the world the way I did. Divided. Torn between two realities. But no. I was the only one. Or so I thought. We're closed. There's another funeral home across town. I can give you the number.
Marianne,
Who is this?
you don't know me, Marianne, but I know you.
Look, if this is a joke,
You need to listen to me, Marianne.
okay, I'm hanging up.
I know what you are.
What? Who is this?
My name is Thomas. I need your help.
Listen, if that's all you've got, I'm...
No, there's more. I can give you the answers you've been looking for your whole life. But I need you to trust me.
Trust you. I don't even know you.
It all starts with a dead girl.
What did you say?
The Neva Resort. Find me there. Please. The light, it's almost gone. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there. You're the only one who can stop it. You're my only chance.
Hello? Hello? Shit.
So yeah, well, this is the game. Obviously, you are essentially playing as Marianne and you're solving puzzles. You do have to use your instinct or your medium powers to solve the environmental puzzles to gain access. I do believe there's a bit of combat as well. And overall, it's a pretty decent game from what I can gather. And I would say if you don't put everything on Ultra, you can run this game absolutely fine. If you want, you can look up my old video from 2021 when this game just came out. And I was playing this with 1080 Ti and DirectX 11. I was getting 60-ish frames, mostly 60, and with some instances was dropping down to like 55, which is honestly not a big deal when you think about it. But yeah, if you take away all the fluff from RTX or any additional shadow mapping and so on and so forth, you're gonna be fine. So yeah, maybe give it a go, and that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.